And we are live, guys. And Curiouser just exited out of her own show. Yay! She's getting the hang of the new intro. Sorry about that. I'm sure she'll be right back. And there she
Everyone.
is.
Hi, I'm here. Did the introduction come out or no?
I was
I
in
can
the middle of sending you guys the folder, so I didn't see it. I heard it for
I can
sure.
play it again if you want.
Let's play it again. Let's pretend like this never happened. Start from
Yeah,
scratch.
'cause it's really kind of cool. All right, here we go.
Very nice.
Hello, Teresa. Glad you're here in the chat. Hi. Oops. There we go.
There's
All
six
right,
people in the
everyone.
chat.
We're live. Thanks for being here. So glad you're all here. Um, We are going to just get started now. We're starting late as usual. So, let me just get my stuff ready here. Let's see.
We have a lot of folders, guys. Grab a snack, grab a drink. There's a lot to cover.
Yeah. All right. First of all, this is uh, this is going to be 2 seconds. My computer's still warming up. This is part two of the Halloween. I'm sorry, Mandela 2002. Part two. We still have Halloween stuff to show.
Unfortunately.
Uh,
Sorry, guys. There was a lot.
yeah. All right. I have a few things I want to show. Okay. This surprised me. I just saw it yesterday. I didn't know sharks leapt out of water like this.
Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah, they leap way out of water. Now I understood dolphins and whales could do this, but I never imagined sharks leapt out of water like they do in these. I just did not even know this. I didn't think they did. This is an effect for me for sure. Cause no,
Absolutely.
Yep, me too.
yeah, you remember Jaws? He never did that. You know, if that shark and Jaws could do that, they were gone. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
There. Like, all right, listen. When you go to Cape May, there's boats where you can go to see the dolphins jumping out of the water. Why wouldn't they have go see the sharks jumping out of the water that could kill you?
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my goodness, I can't. They can just jump on your boat now.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that. They're like way up high too. Anyway, oh, and this is one. Why isn't it coming out?
That image is the link is broken. That's why.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, um, just not worried about that picture. So yeah,
Um,
that was strange for me to see that. I never heard of it. Okay, this is wonder if you all heard of this because I never have. This is the Judy Garland show. I never heard of this.
Neither Rob, I need to
Apparently,
say something in the chat. Mandanimal says they feed on seagulls now, apparently, which would
that
explain why they jump so high to catch the seagulls in the air. Because there's not enough food in the sea for them. They need to jump into the air and grab seagulls too.
have pigs. God, right? They're like the tigers of the sea, I guess. All right. Yeah, the Judy Garland show. I've never heard of this. Has anyone heard of this? Because I'm just curious.
No.
No.
I've never heard of this.
And she was older too, which apparently I've only seen her as she was young in movies where she was really um, famous. And then
Yeah, that looks
apparently,
like it's probably the 60s or the 70s.
yeah, and she's older, and she doesn't she like wasn't around when she was older. I don't know. This is weird. She had some health issues, so that's one reason she wouldn't have had a show. So anyway, we did that. Well, I don't know. Okay, and this one I'm just curious. I know this is an old one, but I remember the top existing like with one L. Does anyone agree with that? Um,
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
all right.
remember.
Yeah, because there's now two L's, just one L too many. But I'm so glad that others see that too, because yeah, this is an old one. I just had to ask because I came across it in some of my old stuff and files, and I was like, wow, this did not get any attention. So yeah. Oops, sorry. Where am I? Oh,
Hi,
hold
Durgas.
on.
Richard Sanek says, nope, no Judy Garland show for me. And Daniel says, I did see Judy Garland show on YouTube. Nope for Teresa, too.
All right, there we go. Um,
And Burgos says,
yeah,
one too many L's on Duracell.
yeah, good. No loan on no side. I'm almost done here because I just want to show one last little thing here. Then we'll get to. We got a ton of folders. That's why we hadn't finished up the Halloween stuff. Let's see. Oh, here, Jeff. You know this one. Okay, this is "Lying Eyes" by the Eagles.
Yeah.
I remember. I can't hide my lying eyes, and now it's you can't hide your lying eyes. So, which one is it? I've heard them both.
See,
I
I
believe
thought it was both throughout the song. Like it was, he said it, he said both
No.
things.
Oh. Ah,
Does he just
interesting.
say the one now?
Yeah, I just remember I can't hide my lying eyes, and now it's just the
Yeah.
one. You can't hide your lying eyes. Is all I've been hearing now.
Yeah, I thought he said both of them.
I have the current memory
Right.
on this one.
You know what? I remember all three now. I remember I can't hide my lying eyes. You can't hide your lying eyes, and I remember both. I think that brings a memory, or that brings a memory, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought he
I
would
think I remember
say,
that too.
yeah, like one in the beginning of the song and then later in the song, like he would
Yeah,
say the other one.
yeah, yeah. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go to Flickr now. So that's what I got a little bit, but get to Flickr.
Which we have
Got all
so
kinds of
much.
stuff now.
So much. If you're just joining us, I see more people on total in the chat. There is a ton of folders. Grab yourself a drink, a snack. We're going to be here a little while. But be ready to put in your answers in the chat because we're also going to try to move a little quicker so we can get through them.
All right. What's up first? Which way go
Freddie.
to?
Freddie. Start with Freddie and move up.
Ready?
It's next to, yeah, it's It's down there.
Okay. Got it.
And guys, I know not everyone's a horror buff. I'm not even a horror buff, but I was when I was younger. So, if you don't know something, I don't know is totally a great answer. As soon as it gets on my screen. So Freddy Krueger has been talked about by Moneybags in the past when his green stripes went black, and by both myself, by both him, is it me or he? Oh, Moneybags and Fiverr when the stripes went missing from the arms. His bladed glove has also been talked about by many because many remember 5 blades and it's only been 4. You're welcome. Seriously.
Okay.
Hey, Wizardry. How are you doing? I've been asking about you. I know I saw you in the chat the other day, the last time. I've even discussed Freddy Krueger myself, labeling him a Mandela variation effect, because in this reality, there's little consistency with the character. For example, his stripes have now been manscused. They're all different depending on the movie. So we have green and red, black and red. We have stripes on the arms, stripes not on the arms, red and like a yellowy brown color. He's all over the place, all over the place. Everything's different. That is what you said. Yes, Ms. Bree, now I remember. And at the time I said, Teresa could tell you all about it because she did it for a while too. At least you have a roof over your head. Thank God. Thank God. His sweater has all stripes, no stripes on sleeves, and stripes only on the front of the sleeves. The stripes are either green, brown, gray, or black, like I just mentioned, but the hat was brown or black before. Now it's also green in New Nightmare, which matches the stripes on that sweater. As well as Freddy sporting 5 blades, like we all remember. So in this movie, there is now 5 blades. So, people can now say to us, oh, you're just thinking of this one movie. That's why you think he has 5 blades. I hate when the Mandela Effect does this. It changes things to our memory, like, selectively. So that way people can debunk us. And that's what's happening here.
Yeah, that's annoying.
There you can see the 5 blades when it comes on the screen. It's still wait for it to. He also wears a long Neo-style black jacket in New Nightmare. I have never seen the red and green stripes inside the jacket. Have you? Like, that looks so weird to me. I don't even remember him in a jacket that long. I thought it went more to like his knee, maybe his thigh. I don't remember it going down that to his calf, let alone having red and green stripes inside of it.
No. Looks so wrong.
He also wears. Oh, it's the same thing. I was supposed to just put the pictures, and I must have left the words off. I don't have to read it. Let people see the pictures and you can go on. I was going to swap out the slide, but I deleted the pictures. So I'd have to go find them again. Every Mandela Effect about Freddy Krueger has been manscused away. Every version of everyone's memory now appears in at least one iteration of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. No stripes, no tape coat, says Mad Animal. The only true Mandela Effect left is the title of the movie, which I covered in 2019. I remember Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's always been a nightmare. Since then, I have now developed a dual memory of both.
Oh.
That's an interesting
Just
theory.
nightmare without an A. It's for me. Yeah.
Me too.
Wizardry says, I think media companies know of the Mandela Effect. Then to cover them up, they create actual ME as a new film. Now the non-affected can come along and say, hey, look, you mean this film show? New product? They could be doing that. I wouldn't be surprised. Rich Botanic recalls Nightmare on Elm Street. Hey, DD74. Not my Freddy, says DD74. Oh, this is a correction. You want to read this, Curiouser?
Oh, okay, sure. Hair ice, covered by many in the community over the years. It's either been Mandelaed or we all researched wrong. Whatever happened, it's time for the A correction. Most of us were baffled and blown away that ice could form such delicate strands that look like exactly like hair, and it now turns out that ice cannot do this. Ice hair is not ice, it's fungus. So the question is, do you think we all got it wrong, or do you think we shifted into a reality where hair ice is no longer ice? Whichever you believe, please let others know when they talk about this as ice. Yeah,
So
thanks for the correction. Yeah, that could have been shifted. Yeah, they just
yeah, because
now
we all
changed.
research things to the hilt, and
Yeah,
for all of us to get
remember
it
ice.
wrong,
Yeah.
we all reported it as ice, as a new form of ice, and now it's fungus. Like, really? How did we
Mhm.
all get that wrong?
Right? That's crazy. That's a definite shift.
Mhm. Yep. That's what happens when it shifts. It changes everything. Okay. All right.
No, we didn't lie. Mandela says, I think they lied. Hi, Preliminal. Yeah, we have to share the hair ice thing in the group so everybody can see it. Jeff, you want to read?
Yeah. Over the years, I've covered several changes to Chucky from the Child's Play franchise. From his clothes to his knife and shoes, I will quickly recap those changes before talking about the new ones. Rewind number one. Which overalls do you remember, plain or decorated?
In the chat, everyone. Left or right? Which one is your Chucky from Child's Play? Which outfit? Plain or decorated? Overalls. It's okay if you didn't see it. I don't know. It's fine. Everything, that's fine. You weren't here, Preliminal, but welcome, Sandoy. And Sandoy says right. Wizardry says right. I was saying earlier that not everybody's like a horror movie buff. I can't even watch horror movies anymore because of my heart condition. So, um, the only horror stuff I see now is like 10 things you didn't know about that movie that you liked 10 years ago. that was a horror movie, or um, yeah, those type like list YouTube videos. That's how I
I don't
see.
blame you. All of a sudden, there's surprises. And, just, okay. Should tell me when to go.
This is crazy. So when I presented this on Brian's channel, completely different answers, and on this one, everybody remembers it decorated, except for Mand Animal, who says left. Hey, Boris. He also stumbled on this show. Why is no one getting notifications? So guys, do you have the bell checked? Like, is it on the full dark bell? If it is, I have a solution. Unsubscribe and resubscribe. For some reason, that gives more notifications. I don't know why. Rich got a notification. That's good. At least somebody. I did too. Oh, it didn't tell me I had really. Yeah. You can go on, Curiouser. Gotcha.
Rewind number 1. Which overalls do you remember, plain or decorated? Hey, that's the same one.
Yeah, it is the same one. Curiouser, you can go on the next one. There we go.
Rewind number 2. Which shirt color do you remember?
All right, guys. Now for this, you're gonna say 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 is above 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one do you remember? Or which one's closest to your memory, I should say.
1. The others aren't even close for me.
Personally, I like number 4 the best.
Yeah.
But it was 1 for me as well. One for DD74. One for Mandanimal. One for Burgos. One for Sandy Oy. That's interesting to me that the people that remembered decorated, but they remember the shirt. And that's how I know we shifted different times. Or maybe we saw the movie at different times. Maybe the overalls changed before the shirt did. Curiouser, do you want to chime in or you don't know?
No, I'm gonna pass.
Okay, we can go on. People are starting to scroll into the chat. Okay, Jeff.
In my past, his overalls were plain, and he had a simple blue-red stripe pattern. But now all shirts, except one, are in the movies. Number 2 is the original shirt now.
So number 2 is the shirt from the original movie. All of the movies except all of the movies have all of those shirts except for the one that we remember, number 1. So 2, 3, and 4 appears in one of the movies. I feel like we're working on like the 54th, the 44th, 5th. Ah, so many shifts. I'm going curious here. Yeah, Jeff.
Here we go. In my past, his overalls were plain, and he had a simple. But wait, that's the same one, isn't it?
Why does that keep happening? Anyway, it's like the draft got uploaded, including the final slide. I
Yeah.
gotta go and delete them. All right, so we can go on. There you go, Jeff.
All right. I also remember the bottom of his shoes being plain white sneaker, but now they are good guys patterned red. Which do you remember?
I specifically remember in the first movie. Um, I forget how it dropped on the ground, but there was flour or powdered sugar on the ground, and he made footprints. They were just normal footprints. They weren't good guy footprints, but now they're good guy footprints. And when you see him walk, you can see the red sole of the shoe. And
Yeah, that looks
I
weird.
remember them white.
Me too.
Welcome Quantum Wannabe, who says overalls were plain. I don't remember the bottom of the shoes, says Quantum Wannabe. That's okay. Thor says white shoe bottom, and animals white. No, no, not now. No. McAfee always wants to check it at 7:45. I think she walked away.
Oh.
White for sand. Not sure on white, but not red, says BD74. We can go on, seriously.
I honestly cannot remember who found the knife change, but it went from a normal knife to this weird red pattern.
And if anyone knows who found this, feel free to put it in the chat. It was found so long ago, I honestly don't remember who found it. But I just remember a plain gray knife. Nothing special about it. Now it's black, red, and white. It is hard to read on a phone, Wiz. It really is.
First new change was found by Teresa Lynch. In a few scenes, including the trailer, there's a weird shiny white patch on his chest that we do not remember. Do you remember this?
It looks like a bib of some sort that attaches to the buttons. We don't
Yeah,
remember this.
I don't remember that at all.
Not at all. Not even a little.
Nope.
And it makes several appearances in the first film. And as you can, yeah, you can see the color of the shirt. Look at that shirt, everyone. That's the first movie doll. I can't.
Me
There's
either.
no way. No way did it have pink, red, green, and blue, and
No.
white. Actually, I think it's a light blue and white.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. It wasn't that colorful.
You can go on Curiouser.
First new change was found. Wait, is that the same thing? Yeah.
No, I just put it there so it was a continuation of Teresa. With the bottoms. Oh no, it is the same thing.
It's the
Again,
same. Yeah.
it's the same thing where the draft came up and then the permanent. They're both there. Just skip over it, Curiouser. It's just showing you two different scenes with the picture. I don't think she's here.
Uh-oh.
Agree, quantum wannabe. Dark blue and red. Sandboy says nope, that's not reality.
The next two new changes I found, I need to ask in a row before I show images. Yes or no? Do you remember Chucky's hair being this full? No.
Hmm.
I mean, you might be able
That
to tell by the
real.
commercials. Did you say Curiouser? Not really.
No, no. Seemed like it was just like slightly shorter, like just right, like it was more like up here.
Shorter and messier.
Mm. Somebody just did his hair, you
Mm-hmm. We've got four no's in the chat. Next question.
And do you remember? One, he had no freckles. Two, barely there freckles. Or three, clearly he had freckles.
know. I think that's most possibly he did. I mean,
Number two for me.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so in the chat, Whiskery says, oh wait, hold on, let me go back a little bit. Quantum Wannabe says, I remember the style, I don't know about the fullness. Bars, he got the mom do now. Wizardry, thought it was shorter but curled a bit. Quantum Wannabe, he had freckles. JT74 is 3. Clearly he had freckles. I thought his hair was shorter too, says Quantum Wannabe. Sand Oi is freckles. Wizardry is freckles. DD74 is 2. Barely there freckles. I don't remember his face being that light. That's a newer version, that's why. That's the new My Buddy. I purposely used the new My Buddy series on Netflix. That's not from the movies. Man Animals are 2. Okay, we can go on.
His hair was not as full or long in my past, and he had no freckles for me, unless they were so barely there that I didn't notice them.
Can you zoom in a little on that photo, Curiouser? Like they are very. It looks like someone took a brown pencil and colored them in.
Yeah,
I do not remember that, and they're like all like equally spaced. It looks so fake and weird.
it
It's
does.
almost like the freckle trend. Like you can buy a marker for your face to put freckles on your face now. because there was a trend of using eyeliner to make freckles in your face in the beauty
What?
community. And I think this is mirroring the what's happening in the beauty community for some strange reason. He
Yeah.
also has eyeliner. I don't know if I mentioned that in the next one. The eyeliner, eyelashes, and eyebrows.
Mm.
I'm just
Yeah,
putting
I
that
don't
out there
remember
now.
these eyelashes. No.
No. Well, those are the eyebrows.
Or eyebrows, whatever. Yeah.
What is that? It looks like you're drawing on with an eyebrow pen.
Yeah.
I can't. It's ridiculous.
For me, it barely even looks like him anymore.
Oh God, that looks like a girl.
Yeah.
It looks like a girl.
Totally.
That's why his hair's so full and long. Go
So
ahead. Go ahead,
ridiculous.
Jeff.
And
His
those eyes, honestly, are not intimidating or scary at all.
No,
That
not at
color is
all.
like a little baby blue color. No,
Yeah.
no way. Okay.
Like the least scary Chucky I've ever
I
seen.
know. Oh my God.
His freckles are many and so pronounced, and his hair so long and full that people are making him a girl. His face, as the original doll, is much more feminine looking than I remember as well. Is this the Chucky you remember?
And like I said, the eyelashes, he's got eyelashes now, eyeliner, and his eyebrows are drawn on.
Yeah, I would have loved a doll like this. I thought it was the sweetest thing.
He's just
Look at
fabulous
this.
now, isn't he?
Oh my God, that's hilarious. What the hell? Oh my, okay, right. Oh no.
Oh yeah, there was long hair in the 70s and 80s here too, wizardry, but not Chucky. Chucky never had this hair.
No.
Yeah,
And it's more than
right.
his hair. Before his face
So
contorts,
long.
when he shows his that he's in the doll before his face contorts, the face is more feminine looking. I don't know if it's rounder or what, but the eyelashes and the eyebrows and the freckles, I can't. Wrong, wrong. It's just wrong.
Yeah.
Completely. He's not even
Lips
intimidating.
were kind of pink. Yeah, not at all. I mean, just
Completely ridiculous.
oh
Wait a minute.
man,
What's that all about? Michael J. Fox didn't die?
What?
Mandanimal
Where?
says Michael J. Fox died yesterday again.
Oh
What?
really?
I
Let
don't
me
remember
look.
him ever dying, but
I'm Googling.
Hmm. Interesting. I don't remember if I usually remember all the celebrities that
He's
died,
alive.
but for some reason I remember a ton of them dying.
That was
me too.
upsetting for for like 3.3 seconds, but he is
Yeah.
still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. That's something I would definitely know because I'm a fan of his.
That would be as upsetting to me as Robin Williams passing.
Yes, me too.
Don't even know them. You just know them. They're acting, and
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah,
devastating.
really good.
So the little boy. Can you go back to that for 1 second?
Yeah.
The little boy in the top left corner is the closest clothing to my memory, and he is freaking adorable. The little boy in
Yeah.
the top left corner. Look at him. So
Yeah.
little.
Little Chucky, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Should we do the one from Brian?
Yeah, we're doing the Brian folders first because you didn't do them yet. Yeah, it's fine. You want to read it?
Okay, the first Mandela Effect with the A-Team van was the color most remember, all black with a red stripe, but it changed to charcoal gray and black with the red stripe. More on the color later. Okay. Brian remembers the van a little different than it is now. Yes or no? Was there a spoiler on the van?
So no spoiler is left. Spoiler on the van is right. What is your memory in the chat? I don't really remember spoilers being a thing in the 70s and early 80s.
Me either.
Maybe I was just too young to notice, but I don't really remember spoilers being a thing. I mean, the cars back then were like there were still Volkswagen, the original old style Volkswagen Beetles on the road, and big like Chevys and like Chevy Nova. And my uncle Vincent, who lived with us, he had a Chevy Nova. Um, did not have a spoiler. Um, Buicks, and I just remember big cars. You know what I'm saying? Station wagons. They had like the rack on top, like that metal rack to attach things to, like Christmas trees and boxes and stuff. But
The van is different throughout the series, though. It's not the same van all the time.
no, they had the stunt van was actually a Ford, and it was a
Yeah.
GMC for the regular shots.
And there is still that gray one in certain episodes.
Okay, so the liminal remembers gray with a goldish stripe. Wizardry, it was a Ram. Um, and B, Wizardry remembers the spoiler. Spoiler for Sandoy. Yes, spoilers at the back, correct. GMC is Ford. I meant to say Chevy. Chevy Ford for the. No. Wait a minute. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up. Hey, Eddie. Which band brands were used in 18? The GMC Vandura and the 1994 Chevrolet G20. Oh, wait, that's the movie. What are they talking about? Let me go to the link that I read it on. All right, the Vandura was the normal one. I'm trying to find what was used for stunts. You can go on while I'm looking.
Brian has no memory of there being a spoiler on the back of the van. Residue for no spoiler is almost non-existent, and some images show a much lower spoiler than it is now, which could indicate three different realities for a previous change. What I really find interesting is the variation in the van color. I found all black, charcoal slash black, silver slash black, and red striped as orange, and even one image of the show where the charcoal gray appears blue, as well as a few models that look blue too. Excuse me. This variation indicates to me that the van might not be done changing, so we should periodically check to see if it's changed again. For some reason, and I remember it two different ways, like a solid color like that, and also some white on it. So I remember two different vans. I don't know. Or not white, but maybe a light gray or something. Alright, here we go. Here's this.
All I can find is that it was a Ford. Doesn't tell me a Ford what. Good. A Ford Ecoline with red hubcaps is used in some of the more explosive stunts as a substitute. There you go. A Ford Ecoline. So when there was explosions, when the van had a chance of being destroyed, they would use a Ford Ecoline as stand-in for the van.
Hey Jeff, what did you do to your avatar? I like it.
Thanks. So that's from AI, where
Uh-huh.
you type something in, and it just gives you this weird image of what it thinks you're typing in.
Oh.
So I thought that was kind of cool. I put something weird like Big Bird and Cookie Monster driving a car, and that's what came up.
Oh, you mean the AI art? Yeah, the AI art. I've created some
Mm.
crazy AI art just by typing in some weird stuff.
Yeah, it's fun.
Wait, what? There's going to be a hurricane up the East Coast on Election Day? I'm sorry. I need to go weather bug a minute and look at the tropical weather. Get out of here. Are you kidding me? It's 600 miles east of Bermuda. There's two disturbances that could merge to make a hurricane. Okay. So Friday the 13th has had so many sequels over the decades, each with their own version of Jason Voorhees' mask. I believe Friday the 13th has been Mandela, but first I want to share something Teresa Lynch brought to my attention. A related post shared by Eric Michael in 2021 in Mandela Reality Residue Hunters, Teresa's group on Facebook. That's you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Have you ever
Thank
have you ever heard of the Jason Mask Harvestman spider? This spider's back literally looks like Jason Voorhees' mask. Well, one of his masks, since they're all slightly very different in this reality.
Wow.
Slightly too very different, excuse me.
And again, it reminds me of a water skipper more than a spider, but that's okay. It's just so, like a dark, oh, that's weird.
Not everything
Okay.
that we're presenting tonight is hard. Don't worry. We got more. Creepy weird. I've never seen this spider or Eric's post before, but nice find to Teresa and Eric. Now on to the new Mandela Effect. As I stated earlier, Jason's mask changes each movie, but in most sequels the change is very slight. Speaking only about the plastic hockey mask versions, because there's somewhere it's metal. What color markings do you remember on the different masks? What color do you guys remember in the chat for the markings? Like this is something you could pick up just from watching commercials. Jeff, Curiouser, do you guys have any memory to share?
Red.
I still have no answers in the chat. Red for man animal. Jeff or Curiouser, can you see the chat?
Yeah.
Can you keep an eye on it for a second? I have to mute for 1 second. Silas needs my
Okay.
help.
Flesh for Eddie Von Kuhn. Black for wizardry.
I may have to mute in a few seconds because you never know what a cat's going to do, but I'm muted. I mean, I'm back. I'm muted. I'm back for now. Red, flesh, and black. I haven't seen a Friday the 13th movie in years. It's always been red for me. We can move on. I have researched Jason Voorhees before, and this is 100,000 or 1,000,000% a change for me. His mask always had red markings. The markings changed through the years, like in different places and the size, but they were always red. Not in this reality, though. In Friday the 13th, Part 5, his mask now has light blue markings. Or they're blue, but they kind of look a little silvery blue here, but they are blue. As I wrote there, no freaking way. Never. It was never blue, ever in my past. It was always red markings. There's no reason why they need to switch the color up. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Nope. That looks ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Every version of Jason supposedly with the blue mask in the top right. Can you zoom in on the top right, Curiouser? I know if they're on a phone, it's hard to see. And there's that blue, which matches the frame that I chose.
I'm supposed to just have one single kind of mask. That's it.
Why don't we just take turns reading?
That's what we've been doing. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. What happened to your job, man?
Hmm?
So what happened to your job?
My job?
You're supposed to read it.
Oh, just make the graphics and read?
No, no, we'll read too. Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and read this. This is okay. The uh, Skaith, Skaith of the Grim
Site.
Reaper, Scythe, sorry, of the Grim Reaper has changed for me. So I'm really curious if you remember it like I do.
I was surprised how many
Which
people
Scythe
had
do you
current memory.
remember, straight or curved? I could go with the curved.
I was surprised how many people had the current memory on this one, but then when they saw pictures of it, they agreed it was different. So one or two, everyone in the chat. One is straight, two is curved. So we have two for Michael Fontaine, two for DD74. It's okay, you're fine. I knew what you meant. Curious or Jeff? Oh, Curious already said curved. I'm sorry. Curious is a two. What about you, Jeff?
Well, originally I remembered straight,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember a slight curve now,
So
but
you
not
remember something in between.
something in between. Yeah, not as curved as number two.
Gotcha. And it's quite all right if you don't know. Thank you for participating, Mandy Animal. I appreciate it. Wizardry said, thought it was slightly curved, like the same as what you would cut hay with. Straight wouldn't cut people's heads off. I agree. Yes, in between says Mandanimal. Well, these are drawings. I had to draw it. You know. We can go on, Curiouser. Let's show them the real deal.
The blade has always been curved in my past, and while curved ones can be found, they are much more rare and have changed to the straight blade in media that I specifically remember a curvy blade instead of I. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. They have the straight ones now. South
Yeah.
Park gets it right. Sometimes, for some reason, probably different artists, sometimes the blade is the new way.
So the bottom right hand corner is the new way with it straight. And then the other season images is the old way. The way I remember it curved.
The Simpsons is the current reality, but the Homer Funko Pop doll has the blade like I remember.
Yeah, the Funko Pop doll for Homer has a curved blade.
Family Guy mostly has the current reality, but occasionally almost has it the way I remember.
See, it's just too straight. It's got a little curve at the end
Yeah,
now. So that's okay.
I know. But the one that bothers me the most, that's most obviously changed for me, is Death, Bill and Ted.
In Bill and Ted. Yeah, the movie. I forget what the second
He had
one's
a
called.
curved blade and now it's almost perfectly straight. Is this how you remember the blade? Wow, that looks weird.
It did not look like that for me. It was hard to find an image where it would fit into the frames because the blade was so large and just straight across. I do not remember it like this. This is what an actual site looks like now. Like it's almost a right hand angle. We just showed South Park at Ivanki. 3 out of the 4 images match my memory. The fourth one is different. Curious, you want to go on? So here's the current reality. Actually, Curious, I need you. I have to go in the kitchen. I gotta put sauce in the kitchen. I'll be right back.
Residue.
Yeah, the way it's slightly curved is what I remember.
Yeah.
Not too much of a curve and not too straight.
Same here. All right, Jeff, you want to read this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do have a slight delay on mine, though. Here we go. Whoa, we have all seen this scene full of clocks. But what is this? Let me rewind a second. A man hanging from a clock tower. Look familiar? How could Doc possibly know the future, considering the time travel in this series is based one timeline? Once Marty changes time, the mall name changes and everything around him, unless we are seeing both timelines, but nothing suggests it.
Oh,
What is that we're looking at?
let's just continue. What is this?
Oh, the hoverboards.
Oh,
Oh yeah, those weird things on top of the car that we don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
That weird thing in the back there.
Graffiti.
Yeah, car looks a little different. There's some graffiti. I don't remember graffiti.
I'm
Yeah.
back, but I'm gonna have to get up in another 10 minutes and get them all to sing. Joey's asleep. I tried waking him up, but I don't think he's gonna get him down. I gotta also listen to him just cry from him. So. Brian there doesn't remember their noses touching.
This for you. Let me ask you this. In the Universal logo with MCA, do you guys remember there being 2 rings? Because I only remember 1 or none. I don't remember these 2 rings here. Okay? That's the first thing. This for you.
Curiouser,
Yeah.
we can stop here. This is a dedicated video that we did. We shouldn't have been doing this folder.
This is where he hooks up to the amp.
You can just stop it. If you guys want to see more about this, go to Brian McFarlane's
Here.
channel. We have a dedicated video on this. Curiouser, stop. We did a whole dedicated video on this folder is the video, so we shouldn't be doing the folder.
You need to mark the folders better and say something. I don't know.
I think it said Back to the Future Day. Yeah, it wasn't here. I would have told you. Yeah, it says Back to the Future video, Brian.
All right. Yeah, you said do the Brian stuff, so confused.
Okay.
All right. Who's next? I can read. This potential Mandela effect concerns The children's toys which allow them to make plastic bugs. Creepy crawlers. Possible ME, I may be too old, or I could have missed this because it wasn't my cup of tea. Yes or no, do you remember there being a Creepy Crawlers animated TV series?
In the chat, guys, yes or no? Do you remember Creepy Crawlers, the animated series? And while they're answering, I'm going to read the chat that Mandela only remembers one ring on the Universal logo. Same here. We don't remember two. That looks so weird. What, did Teresa leave after 5 minutes of the show?
Wow, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, 10:23 was her last comment. It's 11:29. Toy, yes, but no show, says DD74. Mandanimal, I had the toy, do not remember the show. JT74 is a no. And Michael Fontaine says, I can tell you Back to the Future 2, 1989. I never thought I would have a kid born in 2015 on October 27th. 2015 seemed so far away back then. When I was watching, yeah, when I was watching it live in the theater, when it, it was in the theater, 2015 just sounds so future, so far in the future.
Okay, again, maybe I just missed this, but the cartoon aired for 2 seasons beginning in October 1994. But the cartoon was just a bonus. The real Mandela Effect for me is the toy itself. Your best guess is fine. Which decade was Creepy Crawlers first released?
So guys, again, best guess is fine. What decade do you think Creepy Crawlers was first released? And if you saw this last night, just answer what you originally answered. And no cheating, don't go to Google, just tell me what you think. When you think, what decade? I'm not going to make you say a year. Jeff, what do you remember? Curious, or what do you remember?
I don't know this one. I honestly don't. Probably I would have guessed like 70s, 80s.
Yeah, me too. We lost Sandy.
Uh-oh.
StreamYard bug strikes again.
Yeah, hour and 15-minute mark around that time.
Right.
Well, some of them weren't edible. They had an edible version and they had a plastic version, plastic goop. But Mandanimal says the 60s. Green Sleeve says the 70s. Welcome. Mandanimal said had them in the 60s. DD74 mid 80s when I got it for my birthday. Want to say 84. Wizardry 76. DD74, so late 80s for show. No, 94 for the show. 94.
Okay. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are. That was the commercial. You don't need to play the sound, it's okay. Honestly, I've never heard of this toy until the early 1990s, but this product has been on the market since 1964. Do you remember these being available this long? And some of you do. and some of you don't.
Did you hear the video?
No, but it's okay.
Oh,
You weren't presenting with sound. That's what I said. We didn't need to. It was all right.
all right. Honestly, I never heard of this toy until the early 1990s, but this product has been on the market since 1964. Do you remember these being available this long? Yeah, we got all kinds of answers.
Yeah.
Originally marketed and sold as the Thing Maker, this toy came in a variety of toy types to appeal to boys and girls, including a bug version called Creepy Crawlers. Okay, so this is an old one. Interesting.
I agree, DD74. I do not remember this being sold. I was saying how I was a kid in the 80s, and during the 80s, I never saw this thing. It wasn't until the early 90s that I saw Creepy Crawlers commercials.
At the late
Baker.
1960s, it was clear that Creepy Crawlers was the clear favorite, and other versions began as to be phased out, but they did add a new one in 1968. Possible Emmy number 3, yes or no? Have you ever heard of Creepy People?
Now, this changed on me. If you read the box, it's Creeple People.
Oh, Creeple People.
But it was Creepy People when I found it.
Oh, really? Wow.
Never
They were
heard of that.
created because of this. Yeah, they were created because of this, the success of Creepy Crawlers. So they made Creepy People. But now it's Creeple People.
Creeple People. I've never heard of either one. So.
Rich Hispanic remembers it from the early 70s, but it came out in the 60s. Does anybody remember Creepy People or Creeple People? Mandanimal remembers Creeple People. That's crazy. It changed. It was Creepy People when I found it. So weird. Another change is it was spelled people and now it's people with two E's. We can go on, Curiouser.
Just like the bugs and creepy crawlers, children could create creepy 3D stick figure people with Mattel's patented plast goop. They were discontinued in 1974. Have you ever heard of or seen these before?
I'm surprised I
Wonder
haven't
why
seen them like in toy collections or something
I
like
wonder
that.
why
You
they
know, like
discontinued
people
it.
toys.
Maybe they're toxic or something.
I don't know. They discontinued all of their sets except for Creepy Crawlers. It's the same material as Creepy Crawlers.
Again, I say possible or potential Emmy because maybe I missed pre-1990s creepy crawlers and the cartoon growing up. Yeah, something you don't just miss. And I think we've seen every commercial.
I know.
Okay, and I wasn't born yet to know of other products, so what do you think? Is this a change in history for you?
That's why it's possible because I wasn't around in the 60s or the early 70s to know. So maybe I just missed it, you know?
Mhm. Right.
I've been to many a yard sale, many a thrift store where they sold old toys and stuff like that. I've never seen this.
Mhm.
CD74, no, the older ones were only the plastic goop, and then they released the candy ones as well later on. We have like 5 or 6 new folders tonight that we still fit. Guys, there's a ton of stuff. Like I said, grab a drink, grab a snack. Especially if you saw Brian's show, you have time to go grab something and come back. We have plenty of stuff to cover tonight. Jeff, you want to read Ghostbusters?
Yeah, minor change in the 1984 film Ghostbusters that mimicked. In this scene,
Dana.
Dana spots Venkman
I know.
acting goofy in the park beside the fountain.
I know. The font is hard to read on the screen.
Yeah.
Halloween's done though. We're going back to the regular font after this.
Which color jacket do you remember Venkman wearing? Red or orange?
Left or right, everyone? Red or orange? You can write left or right, red or orange, doesn't matter. Which color jacket do you remember Venkman wearing?
I never noticed, so I can't say.
I forgot. I think orange.
Right? A possible orange. Curiouser. Nothing in the chat as of yet. Now, I even write in the next slide that I would understand if people don't remember this small detail. But I don't know. It just stood out in my memory because he was doing that little hop, skip thing, and she's looking at him, talking to that stuck-up dude. I guess she was dating. Wizardry is a red. DD74 is red. I will say in this picture it doesn't look as red as it does in the other scenes. It looks redder in the close-ups. All right, we can go on, Kirsten.
I have a slight delay here. It'll come up in a
Same.
second. Usually comes up quicker than that.
Did it stop playing? Sometimes it stops playing. I gotta hit play and fast forward.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'll pick up until you're all set.
I
I don't
got
know
it.
how many of you. Okay.
I don't know how many of you will remember this small detail, but I clearly remember orange. And just like Marty McFly, puffy faced. Venkman's jacket has changed from orange to red. Do you remember his jacket red?
No.
It is too bright and red for me. It's not red. It might be an orangey red, but it it was just orange, straight up orange for me. A yellowy
Right.
orange, not a red orange. Like that, it looks like a neon red. I don't remember that at all. This is what I remember right here.
This man remembered orange so clearly in 2012 that he sought out and bought the same vintage jacket, only it no longer matches the one Venkman wears.
So on the left, can you go back for a sec? Oh, well, there's a clear comparison right there. But the bottom image on the left, the sticker on the hanger has a red block on it. Bottom left. There you go. Has a red sticker on there, and you can see it against the orange. The difference, like clearly, it was orange, but now it's red.
Even more minor detail, I have no memory of these leather patches on the elbows. Do you? They can be seen on the jacket the man bought for the convention.
You guys remember the patches?
No.
I don't remember.
In the 80s, I remember seeing patches like this on suit jackets, like casual suit jackets.
Yeah,
And the
that's the only
90s, but
place I
not,
saw them.
yeah, never on an outdoor button down shirt, like a
No.
button down jacket, I should say.
No, they didn't have those.
Yeah, except the other colors are all correct. Why would it only change the jacket color? And that was pretty poor quality. That was not like a high definition. If you look at the image I had of him hopping, it was pretty blurry. And that was the best image I could find of it. There was no HD images of that scene.
All right, Sandy, it's your turn to read.
Yeah. And then after this, I have to get Silas off the counter. A couple things have changed for me in the 1988 movie They Live, starting with the poster. All right, everyone, you're going to be answering 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. As soon as it gets on my screen, I'll read it. Which sunglass lens do you recall on the cover of the on the poster, the DVD, the VHS, whatever you looked at? Which sunglass lens do you remember? 1, which is just a plain sunglass lens. 2, a plain sunglass lens with like a shot, like silhouette of people in blue, or people's heads, basically. And then 3 is full rainbow color with the alien's face. I drew them all so that way it wasn't like, oh, you know exactly which one is the real one. So I drew all
I'll
3.
go, 1.
1 for you. How about you, Jeff?
1.
It's 1 for Will Wall and 1 for Mandanimal. Anyone else? 1 for DD74. And 2 for Wizardry. 1 for Green Sleeves 20. All right, that's it. That's enough answers. And you guys can keep answering. I'm just gonna move on with the slides because we have more questions. So now it's going to be left or right, or A or B. What did I write down there? It's not on my screen yet. Left or right? Left or right, everyone? The next 2 questions are about the alien's eyes. Question 1. Do you remember mostly white eyeballs with a little bit of red, or eyeballs completely surrounded in red? Left or right? What is your memory? Left for Will Wall. Curious or Jeff?
Left.
Hand animal's not familiar, and that's okay. Wizardry is the middle, somewhere in the middle. Well, that's what I said. There could be a little bit of red with the white. DD74 is left. Michael Fontaine, it's the aliens' eyeballs in the movie They Live. Left for Green Sleeves 20. Okay, we can go on to the next question. Now we're going back to A, B, or C. Which pattern of eyes do you remember? So when you saw the eyeballs, which pattern did you see? Was it A, a slit with a mottled looking pattern, B, just a slit, or C, a star pattern? Michael
B.
Fontaine is an A. Jeff is a B. Green Sleeves 20 is a B. DD74 says, yes, not Snow White, some red, but not loads. Wizardry is an A. I agree, DD74, it does seem dark. No one remembers C, that's weird. One.
All right. Tell me when.
We can go. People are going to be shocked. All right, so a few of you, I think, remembered 3. Oh no, it was 1s and 2s in the chat. It is 3 for the sunglass lens. I have a dual memory of 1 and 2, but it's always been the extra colorful number 3. You guys remember this? Obviously not in the chat. 1s and 2s. Just the actual. It's too colorful. It's too busy. I don't remember this. I will say the residue I found, it's reaching. It was very hard to find residue. So I know it's reaching, but it's the best I got. The top left is like the best residue. Doing the motion, it's a cover for, it's one of the posters. I only remember the star pattern as their pupils and do not remember this much red around the eyes, but I could be wrong on the second part. And of course, I show you a black and white image, so you'll see the red in a minute. I did find two images in the movie with the eyes like I remember, but the majority of their eyes are now number one. Almost looks like a metal cracked egg. Now, instead of the star, some look like mottled glass. And guys, I hate to tell you, the residue is overwhelming for the star. So a lot of people remember it like me. So different realities. A lot of people remember the star offline, but it's always been the slit. It's always been number one. If you remember number two, it's probably gonna be different for you. I have costumes, drawings, and photos from the movie. This was a very memorable scene for me. I do not remember her eyes looking like this. So she's got like a curved line, a line, like an upside down Y. And then, I mean, the left side on the top left, when you're done, go back to the top. When you're done showing him, just go back to the top left. Zoom in on that one. So the top left, I don't know, the left side, look at the eye. Does that look like a cat to you? I see a cat's face in
Yeah.
the eye.
Yeah, right. Me too. Wow.
That's just crazy. Like little cats. I can't.
What the heck?
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. That should not be there.
So here's some color images for you. The top right is the guy sitting at the bar. I don't remember that much red around his eyes. I mean, it's like there's this red sheet around their eyes, like a cat. Like how they have that second eyelid that closes, but it's red. The president is the bottom left. It's too red. I'm sorry. I do not remember this red. I just don't.
Yeah.
And the eyes are so messed up for me. Some of them look like they have pupils, like human pupils. So some of the residue is the red, but I remember the star, so that's the residue I have. As you can see, the star is everywhere. So I must have the current memory, but I don't. It doesn't match. What am I saying? Most of the world and I have a memory that, like I said, there's only two images in the movie. The rest is all that weird mottled cracked egg looking thing. You can see a lot more images with much, much, much less red or no red at all. Star pattern. All right, I'm going to get Silas off the counter. So
Okay.
whoever wants to read next, I'll be right back.
I will.
Hi, Connie.
Okay. McDonald's characters may not be Halloween, but some, like Ronald and the Hamburglar, are wearing costumes. So let's talk about a few possible changes I recently found. I have two questions about the Hamburglar, starting with, do you remember him being called anything else other than the Hamburglar? Your answers in the chat if you want. I'll go look at the chat real fast. Nope, nothing but two no's for nothing but the Hamburglar. Okay. No's for that. And do you remember him having a real name? If yes, please comment what you remember. Green sleeves. Okay, Mandanimal. Green leaves 20. I can't read. What does that say? Clam. Cat. Cadeedle shopper. Hopper. Cadeedle shop. Clam cadeedle hopper.
What is that?
Clam cadeedle hopper. Yeah, for the Hamburglar, I guess. Interesting. Wow. I don't know about that. Okay. All right. Green sleeves. Okay. Thank you for your answers. Let's see what we got here. We're just moving right along. This is before my time, so this might just be info I never knew, but I have never known that the Hamburglar was originally called the Lone Jogger. Do you recall this? Oh my god. What?
I'm back. Yeah, I don't
Alright.
remember this.
Anyone, and you can look at the chat. Anyone remember this?
They don't know. Earlier, there was Mandanimal and Walt said no. No for Green Sleeves 20.
I also never knew he had a real name.
Okay.
Hamilton B. Burglar. Did you know this?
That's so stupid.
No. Give it a rest, right?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a full moon tonight. It's kind of cloudy and looks like it's gonna rain here. But yeah, there are too many changes to count. The only person I know of who remembers the lone jogger is my friend Francine. She's the only one who said yes to that, and no one so far knew his name was Hamilton B. Ergler.
Mhm. Moving along to Grimace, I previously covered Grimace having 4 arms and having an uncle I've never heard of.
And Grimace was evil. He was
Oh, and
like the
Grimace had
hamburger always stealing.
pink
Yeah.
lips for a time in the early 80s. I do not remember, but I've covered this before as well. Uncle Grimsey would pop into commercials every February through March to advertise the new cat at the time, a limited edition Shamrock shakes, and I also never knew that Grimace had more family. Jeez, this is going too much for me. He apparently had a brother named King Konga, but you would only know of him if you watched a 1998 McDonald's cartoon. Grimace's brother. It's his aunts that I believe could be possible. I mean, Millie and Tilly, who appeared in commercials in 1999. I've never seen them before. Have you? God.
And I was still watching TV back then. Like I was probably watching TV until like
Right.
2018, 2017. But there's just no way.
No.
How did I miss these?
I feel like we're totally getting trolled with this one by the Mandela Effect. This one's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Mhm. Mhm.
We would have definitely seen these.
The weirdest change happened to a character that I just recently covered. The sheriff as well as Mayor McCheese. Oh, come on. I have no memory of these protruding bun cheeks on their faces, do you? It's even visible on the old McDonaldland activity I covered.
That Jungle Gym thing that I covered. You guys remember
Oh
those
my
bun
god.
cheeks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember the mayor too, but do you remember the bun cheeks on the mayor?
No.
Yeah, I know bun cheeks. I know it's the only way to describe it though. They're cheeks made from buns.
Mm-hmm.
Cheek buns. There you go. So here's pictures of Mayor
No.
McCheese and the sheriff with the
No,
buns
that's
on them.
weird.
I
Yeah, that
just
looks so
covered
weird.
this, and I don't ever remember seeing this in my life.
Finally, what name or names do you remember these discontinued characters being called?
All right, guys, what do you remember these things being called? I should have done a blank. I'm going to say that the first word is fry, but I really can't because, well, you'll see. So we have DD74 remembers the Fry Kids. That is not what I remember.
Just balls.
I know. I think they look more like those those duster wands that pick up dust balls.
Yeah. And there's an interesting answer.
Apparently, they're originally called goblins, but they were changed to what I remember, the Fry Guys.
They were always the fry guys for me.
Me too. That's what I remember.
Hmm. But for the most of my cognizant life since 1983, they've been known as the Fry Kids. It was only over Fry Guys in my past, regardless if there's a female or not. Are any of these changes for you? Personally, I see the Fry Guys to kids change as a current reality mirror because in this reality, because it is. How dare you address a group of people as guys if there's a woman in the group?
Yeah, seriously.
Right.
I call everybody guys. I say, hey guys, what's up?
Me too.
Yeah. As long as you don't say dudes, I think you're pretty safe.
Yeah.
No, they've complained. People have complained about it. Use ladies instead.
Really?
Ladies and gentlemen, and they have to say
They're not even allowed
gentlemen.
to say boys and girls in school anymore. Can you believe that?
That's so stupid.
And you're not allowed to say moms and dads. You can say parents. Crazy.
I just say what I want to say. I don't play their games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Jeff morphed
Jeff?
again. Who's Jeff?
Did you? Go ahead. All right.
Your new art.
Oh, yeah. Halloween candy has been Mandela for me, and I'm curious if you are affected by this as well.
Wait, before you go further, Curiouser, you need to present with sound on this one.
Yeah, I did. Okay. I know.
Every year, once the trick-or-treating is done, the ritual of parents checking their children's candy haul begins. True or false? Parents do this to ensure the candy is safe from strangers tampering with the candy.
I'd have to say true on this because that's what
Right.
my mother did.
Me too.
What does the chat say? T or F, true or false? Parents do this to ensure the candy is safe from strangers tampering with the candy.
They better not just do this to steal candy.
Well, no,
That
that's
would be an Emmy.
parents. Okay, so Randanimal says true, sadly. Eddie Von Keen, going back to the last one, says call them they or them. Hey, they. That sounds so weird. No.
Sounds so stupid.
It does. Green Sleeves 20 says true.
Not proper English
DD74
even.
says catalog it.
Okay.
Oh, you're not old. Stop it, Connie Joe.
Oh no, we have.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. You're gone.
What?
Those
People
sex
need to get a
bots.
life.
Okay.
All right. Before I reveal the answer, please tell me why you believe it's true or false.
So why do you believe it's true, everyone in the chat? Why do you believe it's true that people look through the candy to see if the candy's been tampered? Why? Why do you believe this? Why do you think it's possible it candy
I
is
don't know,
tamped?
but I
That's what
read
I'm
an
asking.
article. I read an article saying it's actually not very commonplace for the candy to be tampered with. But
But
anyway.
I remember it happening a few times though.
Uh-huh.
Okay, news stories from End Animal. Anything specific that you guys remember? Like things that parents would look for?
Yeah, just holes or something where they could poison things or like razor blades, whatever. Anything.
You can
Anything.
go on now.
Okay.
The answer is false. There has never been a case of a neighbor or stranger tampering with candy. Keyword tampering.
So when there's a video Curiouser, don't play it until Jeff reads. Let Jeff read
Okay.
it first.
No, I wouldn't say never tampering. I don't understand that, but all right, go ahead.
But Halloween candy has been in the news for a couple reasons. But first, a question. Have you ever heard of Halloween sadism? Because this term has been around for decades, but I've never heard it once.
So in the chat, and Curiouser and Jeff, have you ever heard of the term Halloween sadism?
No.
No.
Chat? Have a good night, sweet Connie Joe. Thanks for jumping in
Good
chat.
night.
She's listening, but just off chat.
Good night.
No for Green Sleeves 20. Never heard, says Made Animal. Not by name, says DD74. All right, we can go on, Kirsten. Yeah, a lot to cover. We're not into the new stuff.
Reading would never be the same again. That was the...
All right, go ahead and read,
Jeff.
and then I'll play the video.
All right. Halloween sadism was coined by the media back in 1959 thanks to dentist William V. Shine, who coated laxative pills with chocolate and handed them out to kids for Halloween. What a guy.
Never be the same again. That was the year the media discovered William V. Shine. William V. Shine was a successful and respected local dentist who lived in Fremont, California. He was married in his mid-50s, and neighbors said he was kind, but mostly kept to himself. Then, on Halloween night in 1959, Shine handed out approximately 450 loose aloe pills, a mild form of laxative, to the neighborhood trick-or-treaters for no apparent reason. You know, apart from the lulz. According to old news reports, the local authorities were able to easily trace the pills back to Shine's house in less than 24 hours. But by then, he was on the lam. For 2 years, he would deny distributing the pills until 1961, when he was forced to admit everything to a state dental review panel in hopes of salvaging his license to practice. Shine eventually insinuated that it was a playful Halloween prank, but the damage was done. Although he never tampered with candy and no kids were ever reported to have taken Shine's pills, it was the first time the media was able to loosely associate tainted treats with Halloween, even if they were just over-the-counter laxatives. Which, while not exactly on the same level as hidden razor blades, it is still a cruel and potentially dangerous prank to pull on a 6-year-old in a John Cena costume.
All right, you can stop.
Okay, so what do laxatives do to kids?
They make them go to the bathroom.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It can give a child diarrhea if they take an adult dose. But the thing is, the candy wasn't tampered with. baked. He made candy.
Years
You know what I'm
later,
saying? Like, yeah, Jeff, read.
Another case on record happened just 5 years later in 1964.
Helen File would give the hysteria even more fuel. File was an average 47-year-old housewife from Long Island and joked to friends that she was fed up with all of the teenagers who were still trick-or-treating in her neighborhood, years after she thought they aged out of it. So, on Halloween 1964, File gave every teenage trick-or-treater a homemade gift she assembled earlier in the day. Each package contained one of 3 gag prizes: dog biscuits, steel wool pads, or bottle cap-shaped ant buttons, packed with insecticide, which were clearly marked with a skull and crossbones. File told the teenagers the packages were a joke when she handed them out. The following day, a parent must have gone to the authorities because File was hauled in for endangering children, a charge she later pleaded guilty to. And she did technically hand out poison to trick-or-treaters. No matter how funny it seems at the time, you probably shouldn't do that.
So this didn't even involve candy. This was just her making prank boxes, and if she had stuck to the dog bones, we wouldn't be hearing about her. But instead, she actually threw poison buttons into some of the boxes, like an idiot.
8th, 19.
Okay.
More reports
8th,
filed in,
19.
but the reason our parents feared our candy so much, supposedly, a New York Times article by Judy Clemsrud.
8th, 1970. That's the day the New York Times published an article that sort of confirmed what every skittish suburban mother had suspected forever, that there is a very good chance your kids' Halloween candy could kill them. The Times article had it all. Confirmed reports of razor blades and sewing pins hidden in apples, bubblegum sprinkled with lye, popcorn balls coated with camphor, loose sleeping pills, and red-hot oven-baked pennies that would burn children. It was pretty sick stuff. Except there was only one problem. None of the Times article's accusations were true. The journalist, Judy Clemsrud, just made it all up. 8th, 19...
So there's never been a case of a razor blade,
Texas,
a pin,
Ronald?
anything in candy. There's never been a case of poison candy. Yet our parents believe, and we believe that we've heard it happen before. Right, and it's never existed. Only a rumor. Only rumors, and the article that she completely lied about. Jeff.
The only case of actual candy tampering was a father murdering his son for insurance money. Luckily, the son's friends didn't eat the pixie sticks.
Texas, Ronald Clark O'Brien carefully emptied out a bunch of pixie sticks tubes and filled them up with poison, then planted them in his 8-year-old son's Halloween candy stash. O'Brien also gave tainted pixie sticks to his son's friends because he intended to claim that his son had fallen victim to a crazed stranger handing out toxic treats. His son was fatally poisoned, and a subsequent police investigation found that O'Brien bought a life insurance policy for his son a couple weeks earlier. His attempt to blame Halloween stranger danger failed miserably. Texas, Ronald Clark O'Brien.
Disgusting. I agree, Green Sleeves 20.
Their claims with any facts or statistics.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's all based on rumors, urban legends, pranks, the police showing what it looks like without it ever happening, and a NYT article by Judy Clemsrud, not actual tampered candy or things shoved in apples.
I don't believe that. I think
Their claims with any facts or statistics. Clem's Rudd's article, coupled with all of the cautionary tales parents have been rehashing for years and the crazy urban legends you'd hear at school, made it almost impossible to differentiate what was true and what was just manufactured hysteria. Manufactured, like all of that sweet, sweet candy. Their claims with any facts or...
It was all manufactured, all fake. There's never been a case. Crazy.
I guess they figure the candy's bad enough. You know? Sorry. Okay. I don't know.
Someone in the chat,
I don't. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, someone in the chat said, maybe it was Philo, that she got an apple trick-or-treating once. And even though the apple looked perfectly fine, her mom still threw it out because of the fear of pins, razor blades, things like that.
Yeah. Okay, Sandy, you might want to do your little warning for.
Oh no, save that for very last. We'll go back to it. Skip it for now.
Okay.
That way, if there's kids watching, they can just turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to come back. Just do that folder last. I think we are on to the brand new stuff now.
And Halloween. Okay. What's next? Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, this is just for fun. This isn't Halloween per se, but it is creepy, so I wanted to share it. Artist, it's not on my screen yet. Artist Gwen Murphy likes to take old worn shoes and breathe new life into them as art using ash and acrylic paint. And while it's beautiful craftsmanship, they're also a little creepy and unsettling. All right, they're a lot creepy, and some of them are a lot creepy and unsettling. It's definitely an interesting hobby that she makes money off of.
What the hell?
Would you wear those, Jeff?
No, not my style.
Well, you can't. Yeah.
About the real feet.
Like I said, the craftsmanship is impressive, but
Yeah, who would actually wear these
who would
creepy
hang that on their wall? That's what
things?
you'd say. Who would you hang this on your
Yeah.
wall?
Yeah, hang on the wall. Creepy, huh? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Very creepy.
Maybe she had issues, you know. Feet. Okay.
And Animal says, I kind of like them. Funny. Some of them are. Some are funny, and some have teeth like the clown from It.
All right, Sandy, we're running short on time. Can we pass on the logos and residue?
Pass on the what?
Logos and residue.
Yeah, we can pass on logos and residue if you want.
Okay. We'll do that next time.
Okay. All right, I'm going to read this one because there's a lot of technical terms in here. There are some Halloween-esque fungi, or fungi, I don't know how to pronounce it. Teresa Lynch and I would like to share with you. Fungi? Is it fungi? Or fungi?
Fungi, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. The first fungi is presented by Teresa, the ghost fungus. I'm waiting for it to get on my screen. The delay is real. Like, it's a serious delay between what we see in StreamYard and YouTube. Alpha Lotus nidiformis, or ghost fungus, is found in southern Australia and Tasmania and resembles bouquets of flowers. Bouquets of flowers.
Wow.
Oh. When they are bunched together. You're all fun guys. Good one, man, animal. It's a good dad joke.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But they are called ghost because they are bioluminescent.
Oh, wow. No way. Glowing fungus. Never heard of it.
The next two, I'm reading on my tiny screen till it gets on the big screen. The next two both have the same name, but one is the European version and the other is found in North America. Apparently it's one of the most common mushrooms, and I've never heard of it. The jack-o'-lantern mushroom is a rich orange color, which can have tinges of yellow and or brown. So on the left, you're going to see the European, and on the right is the North American.
Those look poisonous as heck.
They are poisonous as heck. The only real similarities between the European and North American varieties are the orange color and bioluminescence. The European has a thinner cap and stalk. Oh, I have it backwards. While the North American has a thick stalk. Sorry, I have it backwards. I could have sworn the European was the thick stalk. I think I wrote it
You
back.
got Emmy'd.
Yeah. Or I was just tired. They are toxic to humans, but people are attracted to them because they grow in clumps shaped like a pumpkin and are also bioluminescent. So here's what these look like in the daytime. Here's the other ones in the daytime. And the animal says, we have those. Now here is a cross section. On the left is daytime, twilight's in the middle, and as it gets darker, you start to see the glow really start to show through. And now we're going to go on to nighttime. Now, the top right is not nighttime. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. There's a reason why it's a different color, and the orange one as well. Now, the orange one is like as it's changing, but the yellow one is something else. We're going to get to that right now. Lastly, many animals have recently surprised scientists because they discovered their fur reacted to UV black light. And Fizzy has covered every single one of these.
God, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I want to buy a UV black light and just go around looking at things to see what it does at night. Apparently, it's the same for many things in nature, including mushrooms, grass, flowers, and sap due to their levels of phosphor. So here we have you can see on the left, regular daylight or just light, and on the right, the black light. I know if you shine black light on virgin olive oil, it turns like blood red.
Hmm. That's kind of pretty there. That blue. Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah. What's next, Curiouser?
Huh?
I said, what's next, Curiouser?
Oh, here we go. Yeah. I can read if you want.
Okay.
This is technically a rewind. I mentioned it on the Mandela Monday before I created graphics. The title of the movie has changed for me. What title do you remember for the 1995 Clive Barker horror starring Scott Bakula, Lord of the something.
No, Lord of, and it begins with an I. So
Lord of
the last
I.
word begins with an I.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of what? Jeff Curiouser, do you know this?
Yeah.
I don't think I know this one.
I was still watching horror movies back then. Does anyone in the chat know this? There's not many words that begin with I. Thank you, Made Animal. Made Animal says don't know.
All right, let's move on then.
And he says I.
Lord of Illusion. I have only ever known this movie as Lord of Illusion, but now illusion is plural. Do you remember Lord of Illusions?
I do not. There's always Lord of Illusion.
The best residue of the lot is this magazine, which lists the movie on the cover the way I remember. Lord of Illusion. Yeah.
Yes, this is Quantum Leap Scott Bakula. Yep. He plays a detective in this movie. And there's a ton of residue. Oh, check out the Books of Blood. You see it? The reason why I include that is because the top residue says that Lord of Illusion is based off a short story in Clive Barker's Books of Blood, Volume 6. Look at the O's. That's an old cover.
Wow.
And it was The Last Illusion was the name of the short story.
Lord of Illusion. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I don't remember the A.
Yep. Double residue there.
my God, look at this.
Yeah, I included them. So the top is the book, the ball, and then the review says, can you go back for a second? The review says, misleading cabal is Nightbreed, no Lord of Illusion. So they remember Lord of Illusion, reading books and everything, and then the triangles and the logo. That's insane. There's a ton. There's a ton of residue of Lord of Illusion.
Mm-hmm. All right, I guess we're done. We're going to the last one. You give warning, and we're gonna have to end the show here soon.
Yeah, the warning's in the thing, but I'll tell everybody that if there are any kids nearby, the second half of this presentation, it's the last presentation of the night, is rated R, and it's a sea creature. That's all I gotta say. Jeff, you want to finish out the night?
Yeah. I have 2 sea animals to present tonight. One is rated R, so please have kiddos look away for this presentation. Meet Aphrodita aculeata, or the sea mouse, which is actually a sea worm.
All right, go ahead and read.
Besides being a worm, but called a mouse, this thing is special because his fur is holographic rainbow.
That's good. You can go on. It's just to show people that the hair things change as the light hits it.
He even comes in different shades of holographic rainbow: silver, blue, and golden. I've never seen or heard of this creature before. Have you? Even Fizz had never seen him.
Okay.
Yes, Mandan. Well, rainbow sea worms that are called sea mouse. The sea mouse.
You're about to find out, Michael Fontaine. R-rated sea creature incoming. You have been warned. Meet is that Coriaster or Choriaster?
Yes, Coriaster, yeah.
Coriaster, or the granulated starfish, also known as the doughboy starfish. And yes, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. And this is not photoshopped. To be very honest, I'm shocked it wasn't named the penis starfish because every variety looks like this, with only their spots colors changing between types.
I mean, it's ridiculous. If they didn't have the little slits on the slits that seem to have no purpose on the ends of their arms, it would remind me of like if you blow up a surgical glove.
Yeah,
Like it looks like that puffy.
it does. Have you ever seen either of these before? I felt these both summed up patterns we see often in the Mandela Effect. Rainbows and perversion. What will the ME come up with next?
All right, everyone, that's it for tonight.
All right. Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
for being here, everyone. We really appreciate it. Thank you for participating in the chat.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Yeah, it's been a great show, and we'll see y'all soon. And thanks for coming. And yeah, so we'll be on the lookout for the next show. We'll try to get it here soon. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.